Hi guys. So, yesterday I went and saw Thor: The Dark World, and this is my review for it. There will be spoilers. I try to not be very spoilery, but sometimes it's very hard. So I'm just gonna say there will be spoilers, even if there's not, because yeah. So yeah. So anyway, I really enjoyed Thor: The Dark World. I think it was better than the first Thor movie, but I still enjoy the first Thor movie. Um, the storyline was really good, I thought, but the only really big thing I had a problem with was the villain Malekith. I think that's how you say his name. If I'm not saying it right, sorry. And my problem with him was the fact that I don't think they used him well enough. Like, compared to the first Thor movie when Loki was the villain and the Frost Giants, we felt that they were the threat, And even in the Avengers, you felt Loki was the threat. But this one, Malekith doesn't feel like that big of a threat to me, and I don't think that's not really that great when your main villain doesn't feel very threatening to you. And it also upsets me because Christopher Eccleston, who I was excited for, like when they announced that he was going to be playing Malekith in Thor 2, I was so excited because I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. So when I found out, Christopher Eccleston was going to be playing him, I was like, oh my god, this movie's going to be fantastic because he's playing the villain, so it's going to be freaking awesome. And they didn't use him enough, and it genuinely makes me annoyed because you could have had a really great villain and all this stuff, but you didn't use him enough. So that was a weakness, I think, with the movie, is the villain wasn't threatening enough, and they wasted a good actor. So yeah. The storyline with Jane, I thought one was a good way to get Jane and Thor back together, and also to get Jane to Asgard. I thought that was a very good storyline to get her to Asgard. That because I've been wondering, when is she going to get to Asgard? So that was interesting. I love that they had more Darcy in this one. It really would be hilarious to see Darcy in Asgard. It really would. But she stayed on Earth. But I was so happy we got to see more Darcy because I adore Kat Dennings, so that was a huge plus. And we also had Loki, which no one should be surprised. But so that's the other thing I feel, to go back with Eccleston, is Loki wasn't the main villain in this movie. It was Malekith. And yet, still Loki felt more like a threat than Malekith. And I'm like, that's very bad when Loki's not your main villain, but he feels more threatening than your main villain. So, yeah. But Tom Hiddleston was phenomenal, as always, as Loki. The two scenes, though, that I literally was like, this better be a trick, involved Frigga and Loki. And I knew it was a trick with Loki. I was hoping it was with Frigga, but it wasn't, so I'm really kind of sad about that. But the ending, I've seen a lot of people on Tumblr saying, they're very confused by the ending. Did they miss something? And I don't think the ending does end on a cliffhanger, but I really do think that is a setup for something to happen in Avengers 2 possibly, or Thor 3. But I'm thinking more Thor 3 because Joss and Tom have said that Loki's not going to be in Avengers 2, but then again, they could totally be lying to us. But either way, I feel like what happens at the end with Loki is a perfect setup for maybe something to be mentioned or happen in Avengers 2 or Thor 3. And I'm really interested with the little ending with Sif and I can't remember the other guy's name, but going to this guy who I guess is the collector and giving them the ether. I'm pretty sure it's ether, and him saying 1 down, 5 to go. So that's very interesting, and that is a spoiler. So yeah, spoilers. I did warn you. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what that's about. And I don't think I have anything else. Oh, Zachary Levi, because he replaced Dallas, who I can't remember his character's name, but he replaced him in this movie. He did a really good job, and I think I love Josh Dallas. I'm a huge Once Upon a Time fan, but I think Zachary Levi looked better in the part than Josh Dallas. Just my opinion, just saying. I also really quick love that like everyone kept like warning Loki, like, oh, if you betray Thor, I'll kill you. It's like, it was hilarious to me. Oh, and that was the other thing. Loki and Darcy were the comic relief. Like, everyone else had their funny moments too, but it was mainly Loki and Darcy to me, which was hilarious. I especially loved, this is a spoiler, I especially loved the scene when Loki and Thor are walking down the hall, and he keeps turning into people. Like, he turns into one of the soldiers, and he turns Thor into Sif, and then he turns himself into Captain America. He turns himself into Steve. It's hilarious. And that's actually one of the biggest complaints I've kind of had with Thor and Avengers, is, you know, Loki's the god of mischief and lies and illusions, you know, all this stuff. And we've never really seen him use his powers all that much, like his illusions and all that stuff to cause mischief. So even he's done slight things in Thor and the Avengers, but nothing to really showcase his power. So I was really glad they showcased, you know, oh hey, Loki's a trickster, he can do all this stuff, la da da da. So I was really happy about that. That made me happy that we finally got to see Loki using more illusions and stuff like that. That was... But yeah, overall, I really love the movie. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and the reason it doesn't get a 5 is what I said about, you know, Christopher Eccleston and Malekith's character, so that's the only reason it's not 5, because I was really disappointed in that. But overall, it was a really great movie. Anyone who's a fan of Thor or Marvel, go see it. It's so good. I can't wait for it to come out on DVD so I can own it and watch it again. But yeah, so that was my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I tried not to be too spoilery, but I did give a couple things away. Sorry about that. But yeah, so my next movie reviews should be when I go see The Book Thief and Catching Fire, which I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see. Actually, anyone who knows anything about The Book Thief, can you clarify something for me in the comments? I've been told for months now that it's supposed to be November 15th it's coming out, but then I've been seeing on the commercial that says November 27th. Can someone please tell me when the hell The Book Thief comes out? Thank you very, very much. So yeah, so like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe, guys. Until next time, bye guys.